Welcome back to the Yanks. We have another Yanks. We're talking Canada soccer and U.S. soccer, and welcome back. Seriously, guys, it's been a long time since I was able to react to something. And although there's no friendlies, games, women or men's, there's nothing going on like that for national teams related to Canada or U.S. soccer. However, I was just sitting around tonight, just watching the MLS versus Liga MX All-Star game, and yeah, I just thought about something that I can react to, and his name is Brandon Vazquez for FC Cincinnati. And yeah, this question has been going on for the past few weeks now, and I'm kind of late to the party in terms of talking about this. And yeah, there's a millionaire question going around, and that question is: should Brandon Vazquez have an opportunity to get called up for the USMNT come this September for the friendlies? And depending on his performance, should he be on the plane to Qatar for the USMNT? Now, there's a lot of time, and we're still quite a ways out from this November. I think November 20th is when it starts, around the 21st, around that area. And there's still, get me wrong, we're getting closer, but there's still a lot of time, and things can change in a flash. We could have injuries, we could have illnesses, we could have all kind of players' injuries or player issues with the national team coming up. So everything is subjected to change coming up. And yeah, so it's still a ways out, but by all means, Brandon Vazquez should definitely be considered right now for this USMNT pool, as he's been informed lately with FC Cincinnati and all kinds of other teams, or around MLS especially. But yeah, he's been informed. He's been scoring goals, a lot of goals so far with FC Cincinnati. I know he had a slow start, and this season he just blew up. Right in the past couple of MLS games, we've just seen him score loads and loads of goals, especially against Inter Miami. That one was 4-4. Brandon Vazquez had 2 goals, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he definitely had a key role. And that was just one of the mini games. I can't think of any other games, but for sure I remember that when I watched that one. That was high intensity. 4-4 Inter Miami versus Cincinnati. And Brandon Vazquez, even if he's not scoring goals, he's definitely being in the right places at the right time. Tonight, for example, he had a 15-minute stint against Liga MX All-Stars. And other than that, yes, he kind of had a goal, but he was offside. He passed to the Paul Areola. By the way, if he does get called up to the USMNT, there will probably be teammates. But unfortunately, Brandon Vazquez was offsides. But other than that, other than timing his run or needing to time his run a little bit, he could honestly make a case for Greg Berhalter. And Greg Berhalter was there, by the way. He was there in Minnesota tonight watching, and yet last night watching the skills competition. So he's definitely something that Berhalter's got his eye on for the USMNT. And many U.S. fans now are kind of questioning now, should Brandon Vazquez be called up? And some say yes, and some say not really, because his play style is too slow. But then again, a lot of those people who say no really are focused on the European talent. So I don't know. This is really a true question. It's up to for all those USMNT fans out there. Should Brandon Vazquez deserve a call-up, or is his play style just not going to cut it for the USMNT, despite scoring a lot of goals here in the MLS? So it's a question that everybody should be dawning on for the USMNT, especially for this. Another question that it could also answer is, we all know that the USMNT has had their issues and struggles, and they continue to have the question with the number 9 position. Jesus Ferreira, but it was Ricardo Pepi for a while, and now he's been quiet all of a sudden. Who else? Well, it was Zardes, but we all know Zardes is probably not going to cut it. But Josh Sargent, Brendan Aronson is still in the running for the number 9 position. We've got all these number 9s for the USMNT that can potentially fill these roles. But question is, some of them, when it comes to the USMNT, it's just been slow to score. Jesus Ferreira. We know that if for FC Dallas, look at him, he's on fire. But other than the Grenada match, he scored. We scored, I think, was it 4 goals there? Yeah, I think it was 4 goals. But other than that match, I know we all know Greg Berhalter noted that he struggled to really, especially when he is right in front of the net, to really put the ball in the back of the net. So even his position is not secure, despite scoring 4 goals against Grenada. Then again, it was Grenada. No offense to Grenada, but despite scoring 4 goals, we all know that Jesus Ferreira is still not. He might have a leg up, especially since he made the MLS All Stars, and he played pretty well tonight. But I mean, yeah, he might have a leg up, given how he's playing frequently and looking pretty good. But that doesn't secure a spot, I don't think so, into this number 9 role for USMNT. So there's still a lot of options. There's still a lot of things to consider on the table. And as I'm saying, yeah, it still leaves the door open. Who knows? Ricardo Pepi over at Augsburg could blow back onto the scenes again. And you just don't know. Like, look at this, Brendan Vazquez out of nowhere. Just, I mean, his form. Despite playing in MLS, yes, I know that's going to turn a lot of people off for the USMNT in terms of when you say, oh, where does this guy play? MLS. Especially the ones that are focused on European talent, like Christian Pulisic, Gio Reyna, Weston McKennie. You know, those players want to see, you know, USMNT, more US players over in Europe. You know, and I don't know. But there's also another case you can say where, I mean, we know, yes, you can send them over to, your best players should be playing in Europe, but question is, like we see with the goalkeeping positions, are they getting playing time? Quality playing time? And I've seen some comments where they say, I don't know, yes, you want them to play in Europe, but if they're not playing, if they're riding the pine, then what's the point? They could just be, I mean, you're better off honestly playing in the MLS where, yes, you're playing at a lower level, but you're getting quality playing time. And, you know, it's like, and that's important for Greg Bartra. And Greg Bartra did say he's looking for players that are A, in form, which means you have to be playing frequently, and B, you just got to be in shape and ready to go. And honestly, Brendan Vazquez, I mean, he's starting to check some of the boxes. Obviously, as I said, we're still 3 months out or so from this World Cup decision. I think next month we got a couple of friendlies that we're going to be going over. And I believe so. They just released some of the teams that they're going to be playing over in Europe. I believe Japan is one of them, and Saudi Arabia might be another one. I have to double check, but yeah, those friendlies will be played in Europe, but we'll see who makes the call up for those friendly rosters, and who knows. As I said, Brendan Vazquez should have a look. I mean, yes, according to many USMNT fans, he might not make the plane. However, many see him that he should not even be mentioned in the conversation. But I don't know. Yes, he plays, as I said, yes, he plays in a lower caliber league, but I mean, he's bursting onto the seams. If he can stay in form, I mean, then again, we have to see how he plays when he's together with the USMNT in the friendly or so. As, you know, obviously, you wouldn't just throw him onto the plane for the tar without even having a look at him in the friendly. You have to see how he plays in a friendly or exhibition match before you can make the decision for your roster and your who's going on that plane. So, yeah, we're still a lot of factors, in my opinion, that have to be considered. But nonetheless, yeah, it doesn't hurt. I would say in this September or wherever you play your friendlies, you should definitely have a look from Greg Bartra, especially now that there's been a lot of buzz around this guy. And, you know, he's been scoring a lot. So that's to be interesting. If you can play him up top with Jesus Ferreira, maybe those two can work in combination, and all of a sudden, if it works out, you got another champagne problem to work out for the World Cup. So this is going to be interesting if, you know, all of a sudden, as I say, bursting out of the seams, Brendan Vazquez out of nowhere. He's in form, but a lot of people are saying, is this guy our answer to the number 9 problem for the USMNT, or is it just a one and done? You know, and who knows, Ricardo Pepi in these next months or so could burst back onto the scene. So there's a lot of moving and shaking that's still going to occur for the USMNT, but in terms of Brendan Vazquez, I think you should definitely give him another look come this September, maybe even if it's just one game. I mean, honestly, basing performance off one game is going to be a little taboo and a little sus, or a little, you know, not what you want. But so maybe 1 or 2 games. I would say, or 2 if you're playing 3 friendlies, have him play at least 2 games, and we'll evaluate him from there. But nonetheless, yeah, you should definitely give this guy a chance. But yeah, that was my also thought too. Is in terms of filling the number 9 role for the USMNT, where is he going to fit in? And that's something that Greg Bartra is going to have to figure out come next month or so, and the friendlies coming up. So, yeah. And as I said, he's not playing in Europe. Yes, he's playing in MLS, but he's getting playing time, and look what's happening. He's scoring goals. And, yeah, other new USMNT news too. Gabriel Solona for the Chicago Fire just got sold to Chelsea from the Chicago Fire. $3 million transfer. So, then again, it's all good and praise, but will he? And he's still young, so how much playing time will he get? So that's another thing too. We send all our players just to ride the pine over in Europe, and they're not playing. Then honestly, what good does it matter? As we've seen the same thing over. Look at TFC players. Richie Larea, he went to Nottingham Forest, and that was a big moment. But then we look over there, and he's not really getting a lot of playing time. And nonetheless, he came right back to TFC. And many people are like, see, it doesn't do it good. It doesn't work. You got to be playing consistently in Europe if you're gonna be playing. Want to make the World Cup roster, especially for John Herdman or Greg Berhalter. That's what they're looking for, and by all means, those important factors should be considered. Which is why for Brandon Vazquez, he has to be playing and he has to keep this inform up. It's good that he's scoring now, but he has to keep it up from here to November or whenever, basically for the remainder of the MLS season, and staying healthy and fit without getting any injuries. So there's a lot that's going to have to happen in order for him to really crack this roster. And he's still going against 4 other, maybe even way more than that, number 9 options for the USMNT. So we just got to see how he fits in. That's first thing. Hey, how does he fit into the USMNT squad and playing style? B, what chemistry and stuff that goes on with A. But a lot of stuff. We got a lot of factors that you can list off and just think about on the spot that has to be figured out for Greg Berhalter coming up, man. But yeah, overall, I would say yes, give him a chance. And hey, if he works out, then great. You got another champagne problem in terms of the number 9 position. You got another difficult decision on who goes on that plane. But if it doesn't, okay, next man up. Maybe you stick with Jesus Ferreira, or try and reevaluate Ricardo Pepi, which I believe Ricardo Pepi has to be having they have to have another look come this September. As I know he dropped off, but I think especially since he's really just made his one-time switch. But I believe those 2 players, if I'm Greg Berhalter, if you're gonna pick 2 players that you want to experiment with or really have another second evaluation with or first evaluation would be Brandon Vazquez. And the second evaluation would be Ricardo Pepi. I know he's been really quiet over in Germany, but maybe he's gonna deliver. We just don't know. And they're against new opponents the USA is really not familiar with. So hey, there's a lot of things that could happen. But this video was all about Brandon Vazquez and the potential things that could shake out over the coming months. And as I said, we're still a lot of months out, but there's just things to be considered. And yeah, just a quick short video. I just thought about that. It's been a while since I was able to make a video on any kind of players, games, anything basically. And I'm happy I was able to just get this quick little video for Brandon Vazquez for FC Cincinnati. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys notice any other players that are kind of making noise like Brandon Vazquez, feel free to mention in the comments, or any other players that have committed to the Canadian or American teams that have not caught. So please tell me in the comments below what else you want me to react to in terms of players heating up, maybe in form like Brandon Vazquez or anyone else. So tell me in the comments what you think. But if you like this video, make sure you like it, share, subscribe, tell your friends about it. Also remember to hit the bell notification when any video is uploaded or posted, just like this one in terms of long pauses or delays in videos. And tell your friends, ask them the same question. Should Brandon Vazquez, we have 2 questions you can ask them. Should Brandon Vazquez be included in the USMNT's evaluations come this fall? And is he the answer to the USA's number 9 problem?